Hello friends, in the previous video we have understood about how we create our model class and what is the need of our model class. So why we need our model class and how we can easily generate all the properties. Today we have for an example 2 to 4 and 5 properties. But suppose someday we have like 300 properties, 300 fields. So what we will do in that case? What? What we will do? So that's why we needed this thing. We will go to edit and we will just copy the JSON and paste JSON as classes. So it will automatically basically generates the properties. Because suppose we have 300, 400 properties we have. So how we will just write code and change all of them once again and again. So just this is the automatic way. So now in today's lecture we will understand about that how we can consume the web API. How we can consume the web API in MVC project. This is a pure MVC project and we will consume the API and show it in the view. So we need a controller to it to handle the logic. So we will create a controller, name is product. Let us create an MVC controller empty and name it as product. Just products, okay, or just product. So our controller is created. Let us go to our controller and let us go to model. So we have two same, this will conflict, so we will just delete it and just create another again and MVC, remove this home and just product and just now add. So our controller name is product controller now. Okay, this is inheriting from the controller class. It means controller class, it means it is a MVC controller and it has a IActionResult. I will also explain in this video that what is the difference between IActionResult and InActionResult. In the next video I will explain. Let us see now how we can consume our API. Okay, so first try to understand the concept that we want to consume our API. We have created some services or we are consuming some services from other third party. So what we needed to consume our API, think logically. We need the URL. First of all, the API is URL which we need, which is the must necessary thing. So we will create that space for the URL. There the URL will become, and what is the URL? So the URL is this only, this request URL. So we will get this URL and just we will paste it here. This URL is nothing, just let me explain you in the context of a hotel again, hotel and restaurant. This is nothing but this is a restaurant containing all food. This is the place where entire food is present. Okay, and we will all create a class called as we will create an object of HTTP client class. I will explain what is HTTP client. Private HTTP client equal to, we will create an object of this class. Now this, what is HTTP client? HTTP client is the waiter who brings the food to our table. HTTP client is nothing but a waiter who brings the food to our table. If we don't use this HTTP client, we will not get the food because the waiter will ultimately go and bring the food for us. Okay. Now let us create the things. Now let us go to the real world and just see these things. Just created a get API, and currently I am using IActionResult, and I will explain why IActionResult is there and why we are not using ActionResult instead. And what is the difference between IActionResult and ActionResult? So we will see this in next video. Let us currently understand about how we can just get the data from this restaurant, how we can get the food from this restaurant. So what I will do is, I want a list of the products, I want the list of the food. So what I will do is list and product class. Let us use the namespace as well, and this products equal to new list and product. So this has automatically this will create an empty list, nothing, an empty list. This list is completely empty, nothing is there in it. Okay, uh, now what I want to send the request to this URL. I want to send the request to this URL that please this, I will send this to, please the restaurant, please give me some food. I will ask my waiter to send the request to this restaurant. So what I will do, I will use a class HTTP response message. Created an object. This class's object is created, and now what I will do is, I will send the request to my URL. So what I will do here is, just I will use client dot get async method. This method will just go and send the request to this particular restaurant. Dot result. Now what this result is, this blocks the thread. So I will use asynchronous programming here. I will use await here, and just the entire response, this get async will send the request to the URL, and the data will come, and the data will be go into this response and save into this response. But this is nothing but an stone. This is a packed box. Which we can not open by ourselves. Okay, so this response is nothing, we can't open it, but the data has came here, the data has saved here. Now I want to see the data, because ultimately we want to see our data. Currently we are not in such a form that we can see our data, because our data is in JSON format. Our data is in JSON format. So what I will do is, I will first of all I will check that the response is correct or not, and the data has came or not. So I will do use is success status code. And if the data has came, what I will do is, I will just create a variable name as result, and I will read the data. I will read the data. Okay, the entire the data came, which I will read here. So what I will do, response dot content dot read as a string. Asynchronously. So this will read the entire data. Now all the data is read properly. After reading this data, we have got a raw data. Currently the data is also not useful, but that is the raw data. Okay. Now we want to deserialize the data in our .NET object so that we can consume this data in our application, in our view. So what I will create a where data. Now this is the original data. What we will use JSON convert class. Currently it is inaccessible, so I will just install the package newtonsoft.json. This library, this package will make use this class JSON convert dot use this method deserialize object of which class? Product class. And what is the object? The object is result. So now the data is deserialized and we can consume in our project. Now I will put a condition here. If data not equal to null. If our data is not null, so what we will do, we will show it in the products. So we will save it in the products equal to data. And what we will return is, we will return products. What error we are getting here? Now listen, we are getting an error. It cannot implicitly convert type learned consume API models.product to system collection generic list. Did you understand what is the error? The error is that we haven't converted this, we haven't deserialized the object in a list format. By the way, we have just here we done in list. So if we don't do this, sorry, list. So here we have to create a list format, and now the data will be saved here. Okay, now the entire data will come and save here. First, how? Let us see. So we will add a view, razor view. Name, we will name it as index list, and let us name it as all products. Our view name is all products, or okay, all underscore products. This is our view name, and we will use the class name is product and create. It will just create web control. It will install a package web code generation. So our code is generated here properly. Now this is our all products.html, and we will go to our program class and Just set the default name as all products. Controller name is product, and action is all underscore products. This will fetch, this will get the that's the view by default. Product and all underscore products. Okay, just run this and see. Everything is set up, I guess. Six. We are getting an error like no web page was found for the web address http localhost 44336. So let us see what error is this. We will go to our loan setting section 5. Okay, so the problem is the view name is wrong. Product. Okay, now it will properly run the project. Actually, our view name was wrong. So what we get is we got all products. Here we got ID, name, making date, expiry, and everything we got. We can also change what we will go to our view, and we will change the name as ID and all that HTML we will change here. Let us see, can we change it? So we have not, we can't change the heading and everything. But we will change in future the HTML also, but currently we are focusing on the backend and the integration. So our all the data from database head came for story, shirt, product, and everything. We got everything. Okay, so now what I will going to next video we will understand about, or let us understand it here only, difference between IActionResult and ActionResult. What is ActionResult and what is IActionResult? See here. Here I am using ActionResult instead of IActionResult. And in the MVC controller I am using IActionResult. So what is the difference? Why I am using ActionResult and why I am using IActionResult? So let us understand. First we will understand IActionResult. IActionResult is nothing but an interface. It is an interface, and it just, let me write it here. IActionResult can return anything. IActionResult can return anything like the view. It can return the bad request. It can return the exception. It can return the error. Anything, everything else it will return. IActionResult. It is the entire package. It doesn't need anything. It will automatically return everything. So we will always use IActionResult for MVC view. Now, what is ActionResult? ActionResult is nothing but ActionResult is a class which implements the IActionResult, and it returns for specific types only. Like for a product model, this class, and this is returning for a specific type like list and product. So it basically returns for a specific type like status code and the data we get. It basically returns these things only like status code, data, and all. And specific, it performs a specific task basically. So this is the difference between IActionResult and ActionResult. I hope this video got you got understand about all that things. Let us put a debugger here and let us see how data comes. We can explore. Here we got our debugger. So let us see. Currently our client. Let us see what our client has. I hope our client got the everything. So by debugging we can understand more better the project. We can understand the project in very better way. This is the great way. Okay, so URL is okay, learn API. Okay, so just hit the debugger and see this. Currently this products will be 0. Why? Because we have created just an empty list. Now HTTP response message class will send the request to this particular URL and the request has accepted and the data is came. So see how the data is came. Let us see and see content, and content just go to headers and just go to result view and content type string 1 and string 2 I wrote 2. So this is the data. This is the data we got. So just I am asking a question to you that can we use this data? We can use this data in our MVC? No. The answer is no. Why? Because it is providing us the data in JSON format, not providing the data in proper deserialized format. So let us check if the response code is status. This is hard coded, this is decompiled. Let us go to back and just if this is true, then what we will do is we will go to result and just result we got the data in the raw format. This is now read the data. This is the raw format. Okay. So this is the raw format and we got entire data. We have just read the data, first ID, name, and this in a raw format. And now we deserialize the data. And now we have deserialized the data properly. Let's see how it is so good looking. We have deserialized the data. First data is 2026 and 1 and all the data is deserialized properly. Okay, now if data is not null, this condition is true, so that all the data will come into this product list and now see the count has increased to 2 and we will return the products into the view. This is the way of returning products. Now the other way, let us see other way. What if we don't use this? What if we don't use this? What if we don't read this? Let us see response. Let us remove this condition. String. What we will do here, we can do here a string. So basically we can't use this. I want to tell this, we can't use this. We have to read our data first and then we have to deserialize it. So there are basically 3 steps. First we just get a response. Our target is after we read the response and just we deserialize the response. this was entire about the consuming the API and getting it in a list. Okay.